Hey guys, so it's the second day of classes. I'm about to jump in the shower because I just feel sweaty from running back and around all campus, trying to find my classes and stuff because I only have one class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I have 3 classes today, and it's a wild start to the semester. My very first class, 11 a.m., I'm sitting front row, just kind of waiting for class to start. The teacher comes in, she starts going over the syllabus, she's talking about different things about society. It's sociology, like one of the beginning classes, like Intro to Society is literally the name of the class. So I'm sitting there, and she starts going over like names of different demographics, and she starts saying like different statistics that are very common, you hear it a lot, and she talks about one student that she had who said, she said literally this, she's like, I had an African American student who came from a lower income family with one parent household, and she said that student said that she, even though she's from that demographic, she still went to college, and in her opinion she made it, and she was very ambitious about that, and kudos. And so she was talking about that, and then she got interrupted by the student in the back, and he screamed, why do you gotta put a race in this? And this student is a white man, which, I mean, you can be culturally conscious no matter what your race is, but it was just kind of awkward, and like the tension in the room was very heavy. So he screamed that, and we were all kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen now? And the teacher was like, that's a great point, and she started to explain that like that's how demographics work, and it's just like a identifier, no matter who you are. And he starts going off about how he's from a low income family, one parent household, from California, and everyone is just staring at each other like that meme, that Chuck E. Cheese meme, like, kind of thing. And he's interrupting the teacher, he's being very rude, and I believe everyone's opinion is valid and everyone has the right to say what they want to say. However, the way he was saying that was very disrespectful and absolutely negated everything that he was trying to say. So I'm sitting there just biting my tongue like, this is so awkward, and like, oh, everyone's cringing, and he's going off, and he's like, the way he's saying things sounds like he's trying to force an accent too, and then this very small, kind of quieter, like, just, I don't know these people, this is just my perception of them. She speaks up. She's a black girl, and she says, well, that's not what she's trying to say, and she's trying to defend the teacher. This guy turns around and starts yelling at her, and at this point everyone is like, what's gonna happen? And he's like, mind your own business, was I talking to you, giving her all sorts of sass. And at this point, like, obviously to this guy it's not about race anymore, because he is yelling at this girl, and she didn't do anything. She was just trying to defend the teacher. And so everybody, absolutely everybody, is like stone cold frozen. And the teacher tries to butt in, like, hey, let's be respectful, let's not yell at each other, kind of thing. And that girl, she kept quiet for the rest of the class, like, she's like, I'm not dealing with this, kind of thing. Which, me either, honestly. I wouldn't deal with that 100%. If he started yelling at me and started interrupting me, insulting me, whatever, I would give him what for. Like, this is why you're not going to do that, and I'm not going to take this crap. That's just my personality, though, like, so he keeps yelling at the teacher about, like, that's racist, you're racist, everything you try to say is racist, kind of thing. And he ends up getting up, and at this point everyone's nervous, everyone's looking at each other, everyone's looking at the teacher, not trying to make eye contact with the guy in the back, and he's like one row behind me, so, and he's very close to my seat too, so I can feel him, like, and I'm just like, oh, I don't like this at all. The girl next to me is like trying to make comments and stuff, and he's like, it's not about race, I came from the same background as some of these people you're talking about, blah blah blah. And first off, no, you didn't. Just because you came from a low income family does not mean you have the same disadvantages or privileges as other people. That's why we have demographics like that. For him to say that absolutely negates and destroys all of their history and all of like people of color's struggles in America, especially America, because that's where we, like, a lot of this kind of topics happen, because we are like a mixing pot of cultures. So for him to sit there and say that, I was just astounded, because he's almost backpedaling what he's trying to say, I guess, and I guess it's all in good intention because he was trying to be, you know, socially aware or whatever, but I would be a fool if I try to sit next to somebody, especially another woman of color, like, and asked her, like, or said something like, we're at the same level of privilege, because obviously we're not. I understand that I'm white and I have different privileges, but even if we were from both middle class families or literally the exact same income, we're not the same demographic. It's the same for me if like me and my brother, we're from the same family, but he's a man and I'm a girl, and we have different privileges with that, and disadvantages. But he just didn't get it, I guess. And so he was getting angry and he was getting upset. He ended up getting up and walking to the door and yelling and screaming, and then he called everyone Peckerwoods and then left. I've never heard that term before in my life, so I actually looked it up, and it's kind of like a redneck or white trash, but like more racist, I guess. But this is a white dude calling other white people, and also like different, just a whole group of people, Peckerwoods, which is supposed to be for white people, I don't know. And like, there are Asian students in this class, there are black students in this class, there are white students in this class. There are so many different cultures in this one class, because it's almost a lecture. It's like 50 kids, and we're all sitting there like, what? Also, if you're that worried about race, why go to Missouri? Low key, like, if you're going to call anything and everything racist just from pointing out the fact that two different people have two different skin tones, like, that, I think is overly sensitive, especially for a society class, a class that talks about the, like, political issues similar to that. Your teacher's not racist. She's trying to tell you about different demographics. I'm still shook. I was literally shaking, though. He ended up coming back to the class later after the class ended, and I think he was trying to apologize to the teacher, but I'm not sure. The teacher did say that we will be having a full-on discussion next class, which will be next Wednesday, because we have a day off on Monday, and then she won't be here on Friday. So on Wednesday, we will be having a full discussion on race and why we use demographics like that, and why it's important to keep using demographics like that. And hopefully he's back there, because I'm low-key ready for this. I've got like a whole like thing of like why what you did was wrong, why you're kind of misogynistic, and why like she's not racist, and why what you're doing is not helping your cause. So I'm excited. But I was literally shaking when I got out of that class. I was like, oh my gosh. And I texted my mom, and my mom said something about like, well, hopefully he doesn't think to turn violent towards us or the class. And I'm like, that's very true. But I don't think it'll happen. I don't think he'll get violent. Like, at least I hope. I hope he has some common sense and not to retaliate like that. He did say I overheard him say, quote unquote, he's a 0 to 100 type of personality, so I don't know what that really means, but hopefully he's not violent. And then I went on to my religion class, which was another hoot. We talked about some things similar to what actually happened in my society class, and also geography was today, so nothing too interesting in geography happened. Just we took like a pre-semester exam, so that was all fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go hop in the shower and then get ready to eat some dinner and kind of calm down a little bit because I've had a rough day. But anyway, peace.